From UN Drive in Monrovia, the time is 6 p.m. This is the 6 p.m. edition of Kear News Line. Today is today is Thursday, February 27, 2025. I'm Lee Monchi presenting. In the headline, Supreme Court grant writ of mandamus compelled the Ministry of Finance and the House of Representatives controller to pay salaries and benefit owed serving suspended lawmakers. Government of Liberia condemns Wednesday clash between officers of the Liberia National Police and the Armed Forces of Liberia. Information Minister Jeremy Pia reveals immediate launch of an investigation by the Joint Security. Medical report from Debbie Hospital reveals that bruises on Momo David, a notorious criminal, was as a result of fire, contrary to previous claim that he was severely beaten by a Chinese national Michael Shield. And away from Liberia, gunfire and explosions have ripped through a rally held by rebel leaders in the city that currently captured in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. This plus our news bulletin, voices of the newsmaker, details of this development, and much more are all packaged. We take this break to be back with a full bulletin of news. Many thanks for rejoining us. Up next is Jefferson Weah and a full bulletin of news. Good evening, Jefferson.
Good evening, Lee. Good evening, Liberia. Amidst the ongoing saga at the House of Representatives, suspended lawmakers have petitioned the Supreme Court of Liberia for a writ of mandamus intended to demand the Ministry of Finance to pay their respective salaries and benefits. The lawmakers, many of whom are members of the Rule of Law Caucus at the House of Representatives, have not received their salaries for over 4 months. Some of the lawmakers include Montserrat County District 9 lawmaker Frank Sarfoko, Nima County District 7 Representative Musa Belete, Montserrat County District 10 Representative Yeke Kongba, amongst others. But according to the lawyer representing the Ministry of Finance, the lawmakers are demanding their salaries and benefits from October to present. He clarified that the Ministry of Finance is not responsible for the payment of salaries of lawmakers, adding that the Ministry of Finance does not have control over salaries at the national legislature. The ministry's legal team furthered that the Ministry of Finance has no part to play in withholding the salaries of lawmakers. He noted that the case is before the Chamber of Justice awaiting a final outcome of the matter. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court has granted a writ of mandamus compelling the Ministry of Finance and the House of Representatives controller to pay salaries and benefits owed to 7 suspended lawmakers. The ruling issued by Justice in Chambers Siane Clinton Johnson orders the government to file returns by March 10, 2025. The lawmakers are Abu Kamara, Marvin Cole, Frank Sarfoko, Edward Flomo, Eugene Colley, Alex Noah, and Zena Normo. They recently petitioned the court after their compensation was withheld following their suspension by the majority bloc. The court deemed the suspension illegal, citing a previous ruling by Justice Yami Bese, which held that the actions were beyond the legal authority of the majority bloc in the absence of a constitutionally elected speaker. The Ministry of Finance, led by Minister Augustine Gaffora and House Comptroller Emmanuel Kopi, must now justify the salary withholdings. The case underscores ongoing tensions in the House of Representatives and highlights the judiciary role in enforcing constitutional rights. The legal battle has drawn scrutiny both locally and internationally as political fighting continues to disrupt legislative proceedings. The government of Liberia has expressed regret over Wednesday's unfortunate incident involving personnel of the Armed Forces of Liberia and the Liberia National Police. Speaking at MEGA press briefing Thursday, Information Minister Jeremy Kear condemned the Wednesday's incident between the state security personnel, adding that such situation has the propensity to undermine the peace of the country. Information Minister Jeremy Kear said the action by securities does not represent the country. He further disclosed that as part of the efforts to bring corporate to book, the Joint Security has launched investigation and will ensure that those who will be found guilty will be dealt with decisively according to the law. Recently, the Armed Forces of Liberia and the Liberia National Police in a live video involved into violence actions, something that created fear among citizens about the peace of the state. Bone County District 6 Representative Mama Briggs Mensa has called on government officials to publish their respective salaries and benefits. According to Representative Mensa, the salaries of lawmakers and officials of government should be made available to the public at all times. She added that the burden of constituents is placed on their lawmakers, noting that ministers and directors of various ministries and entities are acquiring massive salaries monthly. Representative Mama Briggs Mensa made these comments in an interview with reporters Thursday. Representative Briggs Mensa maintained that there are numerous public speculations due to the failure of lawmakers to make available their salaries to the public. She added that lawmakers are taking home over 6,000 United States dollars in addition to $2,000 in gasoline. Meanwhile, the Bone County lawmaker has called on legislators to bring to book officials of government who are surpassing the benchmark of 45,000 US dollars for the purchase of vehicles. Despite motorcyclists' planned protests scheduled Monday, the president of the Federation of Motorcycles and Tricycles Union, John Kear, has denounced the planned protest, says no protestation will take place under his leadership. According to the union's president, the best way to resolve issue is to engage stakeholders in a dialogue to ensure that issues are resolved. On Wednesday, some motorcyclists under the banner Motorcyclists Union for the past days presented a petition to the Justice Ministry about a planned protest scheduled for Monday. But in response to their petition, the union president John Kear attributed the planned actions to some political parties' influence for political relevance and not the union. He at the same time called on the government to reconsider its decision and allow the cyclists to use the major corridors for their survival. John Kear spoke at Mika Press Briefing Thursday. A faith-based organization under the banner, the Manifest Soul Winning Outreach Initiative, wants the reintroduction of Bible and Quran teachings in Liberia's public schools. The group argued that the inclusion of spiritual education into the national curriculum would foster peace, respect unity, and strengthen moral values within the society. The organization also emphasized that reintroducing these teachings will be a return to the core values established by Liberia's forefathers, which continue to shape the nation's identity. Alice May Wellington, the vision bearer of the initiative, spoke at the legislature Thursday. The Liberia Land Authority has called for calm in Grand Crew County following the recent land dispute among residents of Wedabo, Zulucan, and Trench communities. Speaking in an interview with journalists in Barkleyville, Grand Crew County Land Administrator David Toba indicated that the disputed land was investigated firstly back in 1970s where a buffer zone was established aimed of preventing farming activities on the conflicted land by Zulucan and Blebo until government timely intervention for legal boundary establishment. He said during that prolonged period, both communities made a resolution of using a creek identified as Ninjile as their traditional zone boundary, with a caveat that any violation from either of the both communities crossing the creek for farming or other purposes to create land tension would definitely face justice. Toba at the same time emphasized that the recent land dispute in the county allegedly resulted after one of the communities crossed the traditional boundary set up with stimulated shooting of live bullets, still or setting ablaze houses and several community dwellers sustaining severe injuries. According to the land administrator, the criminal aspect of the land tension is currently under investigation by the Liberia National Police Grand Crew Detachment, while planes in high gear for boundary demarcation through the collaborative efforts of the county administration and the land authority. Meanwhile, Grand Crew Land Authority assured the public that they are doing everything possible to resolve the boundary dispute, while at the same time called the disputed communities to seek Creek Najele as their temporary boundary. The plenary of the Liberian Senate has unanimously concurred to establish the Western Region University. According to Senator Edwin Snow, the decision is aimed at strengthening the educational sector in the Western region. Senator Snow noted that the Waikakon administration is keen on education, adding that it is a perfect opportunity for students in the region. He made these comments in an interview with legislative reporters at the Capitol building Thursday. The Bomi County Senator furthered that the establishment of the Western Region University is a boost to the region and an opportunity for the underprivileged youths. Meanwhile, Senator Snow has termed as false and misleading information about the removal of Senate Pro Tempore Yombly Kanga Lawrence. He dismissed the allegation, adding that there has not been a single meeting to that effect. Senator Snow maintained that House of Senate is very responsible and resolve issues through consultative dialogue and not through the opposite. Still at the legislature, the plenary of the 55th House of Representatives has mandated its Committee on Public Accounts and Expenditure to work along with the General Auditing Commission to resume an effective system audit at the House of Representatives. Plenary took the decision on Thursday, February 27, 2025, following a communication from Representative Jan Flomo of District 2, Nima County. In his communication, Representative Flomo referenced that it can be recalled that an effort to conduct an audit of the House of Representatives by the General Auditing Commission was abruptly called off last year without explanations. Such an action and any further delay in resuming the exercise will portray the body as not willing to lead the charge in the fight against corruption. Representative Flomo said the communication serves as a wake-up call for the people's deputies to demonstrate their willingness to tackle the menace of corruption that continues to undermine the growth and development of Liberia. And the Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of Liberia, Major General Jefferson, has condemned the unauthorized attack and use of force by unidentified military personnel against a police officer, calling for a calm to the situation. On Wednesday evening, February 26, 2025, some unidentified military personnel allegedly attacked a police officer at the SD Cooper Road Junction for reasons not yet established. But according to Major General Davison Fuller, the action by the unidentified AFL personnel is concerning and required swift intervention. He added that the High Command of the Armed Forces of Liberia has called for calm and assures the public that it is in active communication with national security authorities to ensure that this situation stays under control. Meanwhile, an immediate investigation by the Provost Marshal and the Legal Affairs Unit of the AFL have been launched to establish the facts of the incident. Well, Lee, those were the latest from the news center. It is back to you for continuation.
Jefferson Weah and a splendid presentation of the news bulletin. He returns with our foreign development. One of today's stories we are following, medical reports from ERW Hospital reveals that bruises on Mobile David, a notorious criminal, was as a result of fire, contrary to previous claims that he was severely beaten by Chinese national Michael Shield. With that, we take our first development. Amidst the ongoing saga at the House of Representatives, suspended lawmakers have petitioned the Supreme Court of Liberia for a writ of mandamus intended to demand the Ministry of Finance to pay their respective salaries and benefits. The lawmakers, many of whom are members of the Rule of Law Caucus at the House of Representatives, have not received their salaries for over 4 months. But according to the lawyer representing the Ministry of Finance, the lawmakers to present. Here is the lawyer representing the interests of the Ministry of Finance. Lawyer representing the interests of the Ministry of Finance. The government of Liberia has expressed regret over Wednesday's unfortunate incident involving personnel of the armed forces of Liberia and the Liberia National Police. Speaking at NICAT press briefing Thursday, Information Minister Jeremy Pia condemned the Wednesday incident between state security personnel, adding that such situation has the ability to undermine the country's peace and stability. He further disclosed that as part of effort to bring corporate to book, the Joint Security has launched investigation and will ensure that those who will be found guilty will be dealt with decisively according to the law. Jeremy Weah is Information Minister. Despite motorcyclists' planned protest scheduled for Monday, the president of the Federation of Motorcycles and Tricycles Union, John Kear, has denounced the planned protest, saying no protestation will take place under his leadership. The union president, John Kear, attributed the planned protest to some political parties' influence for political relevance and not the union. John Kear spoke at MACAT press briefing Thursday. I want to. Not. Not getting myself. One little easy. I'm getting the post, but I really I don't get it. You get my so tell to use three tell the put three in two John Kear is the president of Federation of Motorcycles and Tricycles Union of Liberia. Bon County District 6 Representative Mohamed Brooks Mensah has called on government officials to publish their respective salaries and benefits. According to Representative Mensah, the salaries of lawmakers and officials of government should be made available to the public at all times. She added that the burden of constituents placed on the lawmakers, noting that ministers and directors of various ministries and entities are taking on fabulous salaries monthly. Representative Britt Mensah made the comments in an interview with reporters on Thursday.
that we have to buy new system and do things for ourselves, pay people school fees, fix road and everything, make it 6,000 and change and living for. I'm going to champion the policy do anything.
Meanwhile, the Bone County lawmaker has called on legislators to bring to book officials of government who are surpassing the benchmark of $45,000 for the purchase of vehicles.
Everybody will like legislators are making out of the money. A few months ago, I published my salary and I told people that the money to take them out, I'm still looking for it. I can't have that family yet. And looking for institutions that even have directors, making 15, 20,000 and other things, and we are legislators. I have part of the burden of the people on us. We making $6,651 and getting all of the bad news. Then you cut across. Legislator have to work harder. Plus your salary and replace all of the things. The more frustrating part that I'm talking to my colleagues about, we did a budget, and the budget is small, right? And we see no government institution. The first thing before we come to the party, as some of us said, there's a new government. Let's agree that nobody back up. They agree. So we say, no one should pass by 45,000. We have to see that with zero budgets for come. When I receive my money, I send it in. At the end of the day, now you have two directors that pay 52,000 per car. You have CEOs that pay 76,000 per car. So again, they come to all because the budget is low. We should be able to make sure we bring them the board. If somebody was in charge of the budget, send to jail. You see the other person will play with it. Okay? So what I said was, we promise our salary, we make sure it's there, and then we go by giving them our benefits and everything, and make sure after that, we also make sure we go to the other branches of government. The ministers, the ground ministers, and the directors, and everybody, the presidents of different institutions, promise their salary. And then we go to the judiciary, the judges, and everybody, let's make sure what they make. What are the benefits, and what are the salary, and we all come together, and it's not realistic enough. We are not to be able to come back to the drawing board and to what we want.
Bone County District 6 Representative Mariama Brooks Mensah. Well, listeners, if you are just tuning, you are in tune to the Thursday, February 27, 2025, 6 p.m. edition of Kear News Line, a 45 minutes news production from the News and Current Affairs Department here at Kear Communications Network. I'm Lee Monju in the presentership. Big stories topping the news tonight. Supreme Court grant rate of Mariama was compelled the Ministry of Finance and the House of Representatives controller to pay salaries and benefits owed 7 suspended lawmakers. Government of Liberia condemns Wednesday clash between officers of the Armed Forces of Liberia and the Liberia National Police. Information Minister Jeremy Weah reveals immediate launch of investigation by the Joint Security. Medical reports from ERJB Hospital reveals that bruises on Momo David, a notorious criminal, was as a result of fire, contrary to previous claim that he was severely beaten by a Chinese national. We'll take another break to be back with more development. Many thanks for rejoining us. The planned narrative of the Liberian Senate has unanimously concurred to establish the Western Regional University. According to Senator Edwin Snow, the decision is aimed at strengthening the educational sector of the Western region. Senator Snow noted that the Boakas administration is keen on education, adding that it is a perfect opportunity for students in the region. He made the comments in an interview with legislative reporters at the Capitol building on Thursday.
So, sometime last year, we decided to organize the Western Region Legislative Caucus. Versus some counties from Vietnam and Bobby. First meeting, one of the things we decided is that we will make one county the education hub for our region. We will make Rankin the tourism hub the region, and will make Baku a medical hub, the health hub of the region. Certainly, already have the Emirates Hospital there. In Cape Town, as you know, we have the peaceful, the sea, and other tourist attractions in Cape Town. Then in Birmingham, we already have the Birmingham County Community College, and the centrally located, so we get an education hub. Predicated on that, we one of the chairman of the Western Region of the Local Center, Alex Tyler, and we drafted the act to return the Birmingham County Community College and the act to Birmingham University, they call Western Region University. That has been deliberated on in the Senate. We have merit, we have community citizens, and today the report of the joint committee came out where we discussed the community in the hearing and discussed the financial implication. So the community will is a final part of it. Then the education side of it was also discussed.
Meanwhile, Senator Edwin Snow has termed as false and misleading information about the removal of Senate Pro Tem Yombly Kanga Lawrence.
Nothing like it. Don't let nobody fool you. If it ever happen, no respect. Don't say yes. I actually I'm not happy about yes. But go now, there's no chance of rent in the corner in the car to be signing resolution or your friend offer or the people back and you're going to be able to say. Nothing to say. Given our people are going to flow, then we have to do a certain thing as a action. That's some more.
Bone County Senator Edwin Snow. Bowman County Senator Edwin Snow. The Minister of Mines and Energy has termed the impoverished nature amongst Liberians as man-made and not natural. According to Minister Wilmot P., Liberians have numerous minerals in their deposit at their disposal, noting that others are inflicting their suffering. Minister P made a statement when he delivered the keynote speech at the special worship service organized by the Liberia Diamond, Gold and Mineral Brokers Union Imo River Thursday.
When President Donald Trump decided to suspend recent activities around the world, many people began to panic, but not panic. I'm inspired, and I wrote on Facebook and said, we don't need eat, we don't pray, and we need to. Giving what God has given to us. If God wanted Nigeria and Liberians to be poor, He was never ever going to place those minerals beneath the soil that we are sitting on and place life on this soil. So the poverty that we have is man-made. It's man-made. It's not our destiny. We have everything that it takes to make this country great. That is why this year, by God's grace, this year will be organizing the first ever National Mineral Sector Conference. During that conference, the Brokers Association, the Chamber of Mines, all the stakeholders, incorporated, the money incorporated, we all will sit down and discuss and decide how we deal with our mineral resources.
Speaking earlier, the chairman of the board of directors of the union, Omoru Sangari, said the special service was organized purposely for the clergymen and women from the Christian and Muslim community to pray for successful mineral sector of Liberia. Here is the chairman of the board of directors of the union, Omaru Sangari.
Our main reason of organizing this service is mostly to unite our members, first. Second, to pray to Almighty God to improve our sectors. Because the improvement of our sector is beneficial to our members and the nation at large. So the reason behind this prayer service is to invoke the name of Almighty so He can bless our sectors. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But this sacrifice and this prayers, always doing it. We have taken a long time, we have not doing it. We are seeing the effect on us. There have been long times, no minerals coming, no deposit for gold and diamonds. So we deem it necessary to organize this program today to invite the whole nations, the Muslim leaders, the Christian leaders to come and pray for the nation and the government and the people of Liberia so we can see more deposit. So the more deposit, more diamonds and more gold will benefit the Liberian people in general. This is the ministry first in its kind, what He has done for us in this shortest possible time in terms of reducing our lesson fee. Because we have been hearing for this thing over the years.
Omaru Sangari is the chairman of the board of directors of the Liberia Diamond Gold and Mineral Brokers Union, a relation to Mars and Energy Minister Wilmot B. A faith-based organization under the banner The Manifest Soul Winning Outreach Initiative wants the reintroduction of Bible and Quran teachings in Liberia's public school. The group argued that the inclusion of spiritual education into the national curriculum will foster peace, respect, unity, and strengthen moral values within the society. Here is Alice May Whittington, the vision bearer of the initiative, speaking at the Liberian Legislature on
I
Thursday.
have a mandate that I've implemented. This is the last of it to come and tell our lawmakers, especially the senators who are in their own place of work, to ensure that the Bible and the Quran are into the curriculum of the country. This is the book they swear on. When the president appoints, they come for confirmation, you take a look to the Quran or the Bible. So this book must be very educative, very informative. So if it is, the Lord want His word to be in to the schools. But before I came, I got a mandate that took me from here, from America to Asia, and brought me back here today, completing the borders. I'm here to tell them to put the Bible and the Quran back in public schools. If the teachers of the both religion rightfully teaches God's word as the Lord has discerned on them, the issue of religious divisiveness will be solved because the foundation will be taught to the fullest. But if you say the Bible is important, the Quran is important, why can't you teach your sons it? Why can't you teach your daughters it? It's a informative book, right? It's so important that you have to be sworn in to office by it. Why not teach it so the next generation can know why is it this book is important? The Lord knows that the Bible is His word. And the Bible says in 2 Timothy 3:16, the word of God is useful for everything, teaching, question everything. So He wants His word to be put back. That includes the Quran.
Alice May Wellington is the vision bearer of a faith-based organization named the Manifest Soul Winning Outreach Initiative. And in foreign news, gunfire and explosions have erupted to a rally held by rebel leaders in a city that recently captured in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. Videos show chaotic scenes with bodies on the street after the crowd fled to rally in Bukavu, the second biggest city in the east, in panic. Casualty figures are unclear, but FPA news agency has quoted a hospital soldier saying that at least 11 people have been killed and 60 others are wounded. This was the first rally that the Rwanda-backed rebels were holding in Bukavu since taking the city from government forces earlier this month following a rapid advance through the region. What Well, listeners, on that following note, this I would like to draw down the curtains of today's Thursday, February 27, 2025, 6 edition of Kear News Line. This has been the joint effort of the News and Current Affairs Department, yet a Kear Communications Network. Many thanks to all of our reporters, contributors, editors who helped in making this edition of the program a success. Before we take a leave, A recap of our headlines. Supreme Court grants writ of Mariama's compelling the Ministry of Finance and the House of Representatives controller to pay salaries and benefits owed 7 suspended lawmakers. Government of Liberia condemns Wednesday clash between officers of the Armed Forces of Liberia and the Liberia National Police. Information Minister Jeremy Weah reveals immediate launch of an investigation by the Joint Security. Medical report from ELW Hospital reveals that bruises on Momo David, a notorious criminal, was as a result of fire, contrary to previous claims that he was severely beaten by a Chinese national, Michael Shield. And away from Liberia, gunfire and explosion have wrecked through a rally held by rebel leaders in a city that recently captured in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. Thanks for listening. I'm Lee Monju. I presented. Good night.